Hello, everyone. I am Verónica Hidrobo, and with Ginny Valladares and David Gutierrez, we will present our case study and show how process analysis can change research management. Agenda. We will cover our institutional context, the evolution of our research management, our transformation journey, technical innovation, and strategic results. This presentation demonstrates how strategic CRIS implementation can transform not just data management, but institutional culture and research productivity. Our university is the first private university founded in 1946. We operate in a regulated higher education system. Our research results directly affect our accreditation and funding. Our structure includes 7 campuses across Ecuador, from mountains to Amazon, around 30,000 students and more than 2,000 academic staff. 6 academic areas with 15 research lines. As shown in our campus map, this geographic spread created unique management challenge that traditional approaches couldn't solve. In March 2024, we launched our research portal, including the production of 450 faculty members, nearly 7,000 publications, and at least 700 research projects. Today, we are the Ecuadorian university with the largest network of international collaboration in scientific production, as shown in our global collaboration map. Now, Ginny will talk about our transformation journey from manual process to the digital transformation.
Thank you, Veronica. Hello, everyone, again. I will show our change processes and results. If you see in our evolution line, our analysis found key turning points. From 1994 to 2010, sorry, I'm very bad reading numbers, so research was an extra work, not a main function. Faculty staff-centered work without institutional planning, and individual projects funding without systematic planning. Since 2011 to 2014, external evaluations showed our data management problems. The university didn't reach the top qualification. From 2015 to 2018, the university seems to change. And in this moment, we made the first strategic first-year research plan and establish those 15 institutional research lines and the 6 academic domains. But we still had a main problem, still using Excel for more than 3,100 records, and just analysis those by hand. Since 1920s to 2021, we built our strategy. Research processes became services lines, supporting researchers to achieve higher impact results. We reached an 80% quality in data organization, still in Excel. And external evaluation required per capita results, but from nearly 1,000 faculty members, only 17 published. At that moment, we realized traditional approaches could not scale. From 2022 until June 2024, we had our complete first change, As a pilot, we adapt a Six Sigma analysis for resource allocation, hours, and financial budget. We found that research time was the most critical resource for driving change. Functional structure change, development of research services lines as structured processes. In September 2023, we got PURE and SIBAL. At the same time, in June 2024, institutional structure changed from hierarchical to process management. Where were our results? With these processes changes, with the same or less budget, numbers demonstrate are growing. From 8 publications in the 20s to 500 high-impact publications in 2024. The turning point was 2017. Policies created for us clearly increased our results since that year. People growth. Our researcher staff increased from 70 to 150 high productivity researchers. Student participation increased from 10 to 115 in 2020. That's a nice coincidence. 60% of publications were in Q1 or Q2 journals. These metrics demonstrate that our process-driven approach created sustainable growth, not just short-term improvements. In 2022, we realized that our design have some problems. Top-down decisions making creating delays, individual productivity creating separate departments and limited collaboration tracking. Until 2023 to 2025, we made some process innovation. Horizontal processes management replacing top-down structures, research groups as collective units, self-management resources allocation, and cross-department collaboration solving separation problems. How PURE helped us transformation? In September 2023, when we began our PURE implementation, we have our allocation changes. We decide to use the hour management module to make our researchers make their planning for research. We custom approval processes, and we are focused in individual training. But when the new structure changes in 2024 until now, resources that are not allowed to the individual researchers, but by the research groups, combined research and social engagement processes, peer mentoring through our Qualitas program. What was our product diversification? We know that counting only publication missed so much of our research impact. We now recognize 5 types of results. New knowledge. There are scientific publications. I forgot to change. That was. Scientific publication and thesis creation. Technology development are patent, software, spin-off, social innovation projects. Knowledge transfer like events, media communication, public outreach. Human development, thesis supervision, graduate programs, students mentoring, group management, research projects, consulting, Congress organization. This change transforms how we measure and reward research work, creating a more complete picture of our institutional impact. PURE helped us to show in their portal all these kind of products, and we use our management by the tool to track the advances of our researchers. So now Veronica will explain what is our quality program, Qualitas program.
As illustrated here, we found that resistance of the researchers to make reports came from seeing technology as extra work. Our solution used a peer support approach. Academic mentors, users who succeed help train new users, change to measures from burden to a strategic tool, self-sustained system, platform users become mentors for others. This peer approach worked better than traditional top-down training, creating a culture of collaborative adoption rather than imposed change. Pure awardment management model using business process management notation. In this slide, can you see our four-phase implementation uses Pure? Funding opportunity setup, research group specific application by product type. Number 2, grant project type setup, service line setup with automatic transition rules. Number 3, Qualitas program implementation, focus group selection and pilot testing. Number 4, access rights assignment, controlled training, environment setup. And now, David, you can help us to explain the technical part.
Okay. Well, for those that are not that familiar with this module, the award management module, this requires a lot of configuration because basically you have to adapt the way you work, and given the tools or the features that you find in Pure, you have to make all these like types creations, the workflows, and recently some additional features that allows even more customization, like the business process manager annotation workflows, where you can basically create all the steps needed on the approval process of an application. This is how normally the life cycle looks like. There are many content types that are involved on this process. When you don't have the module, you can still use some of these content types, but when you have it, those work together in a way that you can start from a funding opportunity. It's important to mention that when we say funding opportunities, those can be external or internal. In this case, we are talking mainly about internal. Then here we are also using the colors just to show how the interaction between the administrators, researchers, and in some cases both, how each group interacts with in each part of the process. So in this case, the ones that create the funding opportunity are the administrators. Then the ones that have to make an application is the research group. Then there is a approval process also managed by the administrators. Then the application becomes a grant, and then the grant can also be linked, or you can create easily a project. It's important also to mention how these two content types work together, because the grant is meant to be internal for internal management, and the project is the one that you can also show if you want in the portal, and that you can also link to results. So in that case, you can see how from project, when the project is starting to get, when the researchers start getting results, well, you can also link those to the project. And also we have mentioning during the day, like how you can also use the workflows on the research outputs for multiple purposes others than data quality. Well, in this case, the university moved to a 4-step workflow, and to use the 4th step also to control the incentive program that they were using. Another important feature with these new workflows in the module is that you can now have different approval steps workflows for each type of application. So it's common that you have different application types or different funding opportunities that are also different in nature. They mentioned like for example, hours allocation is not necessarily a project, but it's also something that has to be approved. So in this case, now with the expected results that they define, in this case, it's possible that some of them can have different approval steps, even different people involved on that approval process. So that's something that you can do with this feature. And recently, there have been also released some additional, a lot has been going on this module. And well, the important thing here is that you have to use what you find valuable for you. In this case, there are some features that are yet to be explored. In this case, the product team has been still exploring what else can be done with this business process manager workflows. In this case, now we have been able to make like parallel workflow steps, also like conditions on each step. And now there's also a possibility to send reminders or send even emails on a particular step. Also, there's a content type that it's between, well, it's meant to be between the application and the grant. This helps to track all the contracting part that is necessary to go from the application to the grant once it's approved. And reviews that gives also the possibility to make even more customization on the part of the questions that the reviewers can answer, or how you can help or guide the reviewers to evaluate a particular application. This is just a very brief example of one of those applications that the university uses. So in this case, we're using an example of how the research group is the one that makes an application, but there is also a grant and a project type that it is for that purpose. Also, a common practice when you are configuring the award management is that you can create and try to match the different types across the whole process. So in that case, you can see that this particular application will become a particular grant type and a particular project type.
Our respected objectives. Our four main goals are clear resource tracking, no more dupes in allocation through complete process tracking, better decision making, real-time monitoring with diverse product tracking beyond publication. Number 3, digital process change, move from manual authority-based process to matrix management by service lines. Number 4, fast analysis, automate reports meeting internal and external needs, ending more than 20 years of Excel dependencies. These results demonstrate that process-driven transformation creates institutional improvements. And finally, Pontificia Universidad Católica del Ecuador change demonstrate how a strategic CRIS implementation change culture, not just data management, and show that successful transformation requires equal attention to people, processes, and technology. Thank you very much.